Prayers up, blessings up. Look, this one just hit my heart to speak on because this is a true story that I went through and I feel like it's going to help somebody. So if you like my content, smash the like button. This story is going to be about, holding on to grudges and forgiveness and the importance of it and how much it liberated me and freed me up in a lot of ways. Yeah, smash the like button, man. Subscribe to my channel. Send this video to somebody that you think it might, help them out. You know what I'm saying? So check it out, right? So this happened, the story that I was just thinking about, it happened to me it was like 2015. Early 2015, I want to say. And at the time I was doing the Miami Herald, I used to sign people up for subscriptions to the newspaper to get the paper delivered to their house. And we'll set up in front of like different stores and we'll go to big events and like Miami Heat games and sign people. We'll give people gifts when they sign up to get a home subscription to the newspaper. And I was working on commission. So at that time, that's what I was doing. In 2010, I was actually the #1 seller for the whole Miami Herald. I signed up more people for home subscriptions than anybody else. And so this is 2015, right? And so I was in front of Big Lots on US 1 down south right here in Miami, right? And so I'll never forget this day, man. This dude walked up. I was winding down to leave. Like I was about to pack up and go back to the house. I had a straight day. I made, whatever it was probably a couple $100, but it was a straight day. And so he pulled up. I was in a good mood. I tried to sign him up for the paper. And he was like, to be real with you, man, I don't read the newspaper. He was like, I don't watch the newspaper. But he was like, but God just told me to tell you something. And I was like, and when he told me that, I ain't gonna lie, like I kind of got slick in my mind. I'm like, so how God told you? I was like, what, you heard God's voice in your head? Like, but I didn't say that out loud. I was just thinking it. You feel me? But at the same time, I was curious what he was about to say. So I was like, oh yeah, what he told you? And he was like, let me ask you a question. He was like, how much would you make if I signed up for the newspaper? I was like, I'll make about $40. And he was like, if I gave you $50 right now, would you just listen to me for real? And I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I listen for $50. I was about to listen to you for free, bro. So he went in his pocket, he pulled out a knot of cash like this. No lie, it was a knot. And it was like all hundreds, 50s, and 20s. And he flipped through the hundreds to get to the 50s. And he pulled out a 50 and he gave it to me. And I was like, I didn't expect that one. But when he pulled up in a tow truck, right? Like he had a tow truck. And so he was like, so it's somebody that you need to forgive, man. And you need to forgive him. And he said that. He said him. And so, and right when he said it, I thought about my brother immediately. And what's so crazy, I was holding a grudge on my brother for 2 years prior, because 2 years before that, he had stole from me. And so, I cut him off after that, and we just ain't talking 2 years. And every time I thought about him, I felt the way. And anytime I got around him, I just felt like I felt bad, like I felt upset, I felt aggravated, I felt uncomfortable, like, you feel me? But it's my brother, it's my blood brother. And so so that happened, right? So when he said I need to forgive somebody, and he said I need to forgive him, it tripped me out. And so I was like, I just got quiet. And he was like, let me tell you what happened to me. He said, I'm gonna tell you just like the man told me when God spoke to him and told me I needed to forgive somebody. He said when he was a teenager, he lived in Puerto Rico. It's like he grew up in Puerto Rico. And it was either Puerto Rico or the DR. I think it was Puerto Rico, though. But he was like, when I was a teenager, a man killed my father. And then I found out who did it not too long after. And it hit his spirit that he needed to kill this man out of revenge because he loved his dad. Like he idolized his dad. And so I was like, dang, bro. I'm sorry to hear that, man. And he was like, yeah, man. So when I found out who did it, and I know who did it, and the dude, like my dad used to help this dude out, like, and he was like, when I found out who did it, I knew that I had to kill him. But he was like, but I ain't never killed nobody before. And I'm looking at him, and I could tell he telling me the truth, right? So I'm like, dang. So I'm like, what happened? And he was like, so I was plotting, bro. So I went to plotting on him. Like I knew the area where he lived, but I ain't know what house he stayed in. So I went to plotting on him, and I figured out where he was, and for like a week and a half, I just tracked him. I ain't do nothing else, but I was just hunting him. You feel me? And I put my plan together, and he made his mind up. He wanted to catch him when he was walking into his house. And then the day when he pulled up outside the house, he knew what time he was going to be coming home. He pulled up outside the house. He had his gun on him. He felt like he was ready to do it. When Buddy got home, he jumped out the car. He was walking up to the door, and he froze inside the car, and he didn't even get out the car. He just froze, and he couldn't do it. And then when Buddy walked into his house, he got very upset with himself. He was like, I was so mad at myself. He said I was crying. He was so discouraged. He even thought about killing himself. Like he was just so down. He just was hot. And so he he started driving back to his place, and while he was driving back to his place, he was like, man, I gotta do it tomorrow. I gotta do it tomorrow. So that's what he was thinking, right? So he was gonna try again the next day. So he went back to his house. That next day he went to the store during the day because he knew what time Buddy was gonna be coming home. It was more in the evening time. And so he went to the store during the day, and when he was going to the store, someone tapped his shoulder and said, young man, God just told me to tell you this. That man that you think about doing what you think about doing to, the man told him, if you do it, it'll be the worst decision you ever made. And then he said, let me ask you a question. What is it that you want the most in life? When he was telling me the story, I was catching chill bumps, right? He was like, what is it that you want the most in life? And so he say, he thought about his dad, and his dad owned a tow truck company. And he was like, I would want to move to America and own a tow truck company. And I want to make a lot of money. And then he was like, and I want to have a bunch of people working for me. And the man was saying, if you go to the man that you think about and you hug him and forgive him, you'll get everything you ever wanted. That's what the man told him, right? And so this is what the man telling me in front of Big Lots. You feel me? So I'm like, dang, man. I'm like, that's crazy. And he was like, nah, this is what I'm going to tell you. And he said, so this is what I did, right? He said he went to the man's house. He walked up to he made it in his, something about the way the man told him. And then on top of that, he was like, what was tripping him out was he felt like maybe it wasn't in him to kill him anyway. Like he ain't really think he was a killer. Like it was hard for him to do it. So he was like, what does he got to lose to forgive him? And if the man were to like snap and like kill him out of fear or whatever, he was kind of like ready to die anyway. This is what he told me. So when he was weighing out all the options, just the way the man told him, you need to forgive him. Like God told me to tell you this. The whole thing, the way he was telling me the story, like I was catching chill bumps. So I was like, what you do, bro? So he was like, he said he made his mind up to do it, to forgive him. And so he went to the man's house, right? Knocked on the door, and his daughter, the man's daughter, opened the door. And so when the daughter opened the door, the man's wife was right there. And she was like, who are you looking for? And he told her. And so she called him. And then he walked around him. And when the man seen him, he said he turned pale. And he told his daughter, his wife, he needed to talk to him. So he told him, go ahead, I need to holler at him real quick. And so they went outside, right? And he shut the door behind him. And he was like, bro, I ain't been able to sleep since I did what I did. And he was like, I want you to know I'm sorry for what I did. And I already know what you're here for. He was like, if you want to kill me, you can kill me right now, bro. He's like, you can do it. I understand. This is what he telling me. The man is telling him. You feel me? He's like, you could do it right now. But he was like, you could do it right now if you want to. But he was like, if you don't mind, could I go tell him goodbye first? This is what he told him, right? And so he was like, I ain't come over here to kill you. I came over here to forgive you. He said, and then he told the man that what the man told him. And he told the man told him to give him a hug. And he hugged him. So I was like, dog. And so as he telling me the story, I'm thinking about my brother, how he stole from me. And I'm like, man, I done lied to people. You know what I'm saying? I done did wrong too. You feel me? After he was done telling the story, he was like, I'm going to ask you the same thing the man asked me. If you could have anything that you wanted, what would it be? And I was like, man, I want to be wealthy, man. I want to never have to worry about money. I want to own my own. I don't want to work. I don't want to be a middleman. You feel me? I want to own my own, and I want to be wealthy, and I want to have investments paying me, and I just want to be able to travel the world with my family and, connect with the smartest minds. That's the kind of life I want to have. Like, I want to be a valuable person to my community. I want to uplift my people. You feel me? Like, and I want to earn everybody's respect. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I told him like that, and he was like, if you go to the person that you need to go to, if you go to him and you forgive him and you give him a hug, you'll get it. That's what he told me. And so I broke down shop. I rode to my brother's house. I ain't talked to him in 2 years. Knocked on the door, told him what just happened. Told him I've been holding a grudge for 2 years. And I told him I let go of it and I forgive him. And we hugged. You wanna know what's so crazy? We was good after that. Like our relationship got much better. But then It was one thing about my brother, right? He had a real temper, for real. My brother got, anybody that know my brother, man, anybody that know me and know my brother, know how he was, he got a real temper. And when he get mad, he'll snap. And he talk real reckless when he get mad, you feel me? But so it was a couple of times that he got reckless with his words with me behind getting mad about things that was really petty. And it was one time, years later, this was probably 2022. He snapped one time, and I was like, man, I'm just tired of I'm tired of bruh snapping, like, for real. I'm tired of that type of energy, right? So I just stopped talking to him, and I held another grudge. I'm just being honest, I held another grudge. And this is around 2022, right? And then 2023, I was having a conversation with my grandma, and she was like, man, what's up with you and your brother? And I told her what happened, and I was like, I don't know, like, our energies don't match up. Like, we butt heads too much, and I don't like the way you be talking when you get mad. Like, I just don't like being around that type of energy, Grandma. I was like, I told her, like, it's not like I'm mad at him. It's not like I'm gonna do nothing, or I don't even think it's not like he gonna do nothing to me. It's just we just don't get along that good. Like, we butt heads. And then she was like, when's the last time you talked to him? I'm like, I don't plan on talking to him no time soon. It's been a minute. I was like, it's probably been 5-6 months, something. And she was like, man, you and your brother need to get over that, man. She was like, you need to let that go. You need to let that go, and you and your brother need to make it right. That's what she said. And I was like, Grandma, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't want to sit here and lie to you and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. You feel me? I was like, Grandma, I don't want to sit here and lie to you. I don't know if I'm gonna do that right now. Maybe in the future, I don't know. But like I don't want to tell you for sure that I'm gonna do that. She was like, son, I'm not asking you to do it. I'm telling you, you need to make that right with your brother. She told me, like, and when she told me like that, like, I felt something in my spirit. I'm telling you, I felt something in my spirit. I was like, all right, Grandma. I was like, all right. And then probably like 2 weeks after that, maybe less than 2 weeks after that, she died. My grandma died. She was like 97, but nobody ain't see, like, she was still walking around, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? She had her mind and everything, like, so, like, she was getting old, like, so it wasn't like, but at the same time, she died suddenly, like, I didn't expect it. So it was like, and then it was like probably about 2 weeks after she just told me that, and I still hadn't talked to my brother, right? So when she died, I went over to the house that day. When I heard, I went over to the house, and my brother was over there, and I told him, what our grandma had told me, and he was like, dang, that's crazy, bro. He was like, that's crazy, bro. She told me the same thing. And I said the same thing at first, because I told him, just like I'm saying, just how I said it, I told Grandma, I was like, Grandma, I don't want to lie to you. He said he told her the same thing, and she told him the same thing. And I was like, dang, that's crazy. So we hugged. And I was like, man, we got to let all this go. Like I was like, I love you, bro. He was like, I love you too, bro. I was like everything we be going through. I was like, you know what it is with you, bro? It's like the way when you get mad, the way you be snapping, you talk real reckless, man. For real, because he pull out fighting words when he get mad. Like, he made me want to fight. You feel me? He made me want to fight. But as my brother, me and my brother ain't never actually fight, but he made me want to, the way he would be talking, man. And I ain't never talked to him like that. You feel me? So I told him like that. He was like, bro, I get it. He was like, but it ain't. He was like, bro, but it ain't just you I talk like that to. He was like, that's how I am, bro. And you know me. I'm like, bro. He was like, if I get mad, I get mad, but I ain't gonna put my hands on you. He was like, if I put my hands on you, that's different. But I ain't never put my hands on you, bro. I was like, you right, bro. I was like, you right, bro. And so we was cool. And then guess what? We buried our grandma, you know, and not too long after that, he died. He had a heart attack and died. Dog. And rest in peace, my brother Richard, man. And I'm just thinking in my spirit, right? What the man told me in front of Big Lots, if I forgave my brother, and I go and I give him a hug, and I genuinely let it go, I would get what I wanted. And it's like I'm getting it right now in real time. It took some years. But everything I told that man that I wanted, it's like I'm almost all the way there. Like it's coming to me. And if I would have never did that and my brother would have died, I know I wouldn't be as much at peace about it because I miss him and I wish he didn't die. But if we never made it right, I would have felt a different way than I feel now. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, man. 'Cause my brother he had his ways, but at the same time, he was one of the smartest people I ever met. A lot of my ambition and my hustle and just the way that I communicate and a lot of the ways I carry myself as a man, and there's a lot of game that I soaked up from my brother. I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't have the experiences that I had with him. I wouldn't be as street smart or none of that. And so, for what it's worth, man, if it's somebody that you holding a grudge towards right now, especially if it's a family member or somebody that you had love for, I encourage you to let it go. Let it go, because at the end of the day, when we hold grudges, when we think about it, we go through these negative emotions and it bring us down, you know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, they might not even be thinking about you. They might not even be thinking about you. But now you upset with them and you all negative inside yourself, and it ain't affecting them at all. The only person it's affecting is you. So the only person that really gets hurt by holding a grudge is the person holding the grudge, man. And when you genuinely let go and forgive, it's liberating, man. So this is what I've learned in life. Forgiveness really ain't for the person that I'm forgiving. It's for me and for my mentality, for my mindset, for my happiness throughout the day and the way I present myself in this world, man. So I encourage you, that person that you're thinking about right now, give them a call. Go to them. Let them know what you just seen and let them know that you forgive them. Give them a hug. Give her a hug. And let it go. My brothers and sisters, I hope this made sense, man. I hope it helped. Prayers up, blessings up.